What is what?
What does this word mean? Fee.
Fee?
Fee.
Money.
Money, yes. A fee is what you have to pay. So for example, if I said, oh, I'm going to give you a program, but I'm going to charge you $1. Give me $1, give me $1. That's a fee, the cost. Who pays a monthly fee? Do you remember that?
Monthly fee?
Yeah. We talked about condominium,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
People buy a condominium, it's theirs, but every month they pay a fee to take care of it. The grass, the yard, the driveway. See? This, we didn't talk about this. What does this mean?
Mortgage cost.
What is a mortgage?
Mortgage.
Don't know.
Extra money.
When you, usually with a house, when you buy a house and the house costs more money than what you have, people go to the bank and the bank says, we'll give you a mortgage, and you pay the bank every month, mortgage fee. It's sort of like buying a car. If you buy a car and you pay every month, you pay. But for a house, it's called a mortgage. What's this one?
Down payment.
What's that?
Down.
Buying house.
Down.
Reasonable price, sir.
No, it doesn't have to be low price.
Low
It
price.
means
Yeah. First way, 2 way.
here's my house. I want to buy this house. Okay, this house costs $50,000. And I say, I want this house. I have to get a mortgage. I have to get the money, but I'll give you $2,000 right now, down payment. That means a good deal. Good deal. So we have an agreement.
First price.
Down payment, yeah.
Security deposit.
What's that one?
Security.
Who remembers?
Deposit.
Yeah. What is it?
Money.
Money.
When you pay
Whenever you need the rent, give
you pay for rent and for security deposit.
Security deposit is extra money that you give, and they save that money to make sure you take care of everything.
Yeah.
Security
Yeah.
deposit. So
any broken in the
usually people who rent pay a 1-month security deposit. When they move out, they get the money back if everything is good.
Yeah.
If you rent a car, anyone here ever rented a car?
No.
Car rental? If you rent a car, they say, you want the car for a week. You're gonna rent the car for 1 week. And they say, $400 for the week. But you need to put
Security deposit.
security deposit in case you crash the car, scratch the car, make it dirty. The latest one is if they catch you smoking in the car, they open the door. Someone's been smoking in here. We have to clean the car out, $100 security deposit. Any question on these? Today's lesson has to do with the gas bill. Utilities, gas bill. So let's take a look here at this gas bill. This looks like a gas bill that someone would get in the mail. More and more people are getting their bills online through email, but it's important to look to see what's on here. Some things are not as important as others, but let's take a look here. We'll start at the top, and we see name. Do we see that?
Yeah.
Sticker.
That's the person who's responsible for paying the bill. The next one is service address. Do you see that?
Yeah.
What does service address mean? Service.
Location.
Service address means where the gas goes.
Those location.
So we have to remember that. It doesn't say it here, but just to show you.
Billing address.
Is there a difference between this?
Maybe. Service address and billing address. So for example, the service address is where does the gas go? This is who pays? Who pays? So for example, I live in New York City, but I have a house in Hamtramck. And I rent that house to Fekri. Fekri's house here in Hamtramck is owned by me. Where does the gas go?
Service.
That's the service, goes to this house. Who pays? Me, in New York. Could be China, anywhere. Service address and billing address. Does anyone here use Amazon? By Amazon? This is not housing, but to show you, I have a daughter who lives in California. If I buy something for her through Amazon, I send it to California. But who gets the bill? Me. That's the billing address. Yeah. So you have to pay attention to those little words in front. The next one is account number. That's easy. And the next one says billing period. The billing period, we did this a few weeks back with pay period. Billing period, pay period. It shows the time it starts to the time it ends. And notice on here, it looks like this is a billing period of about 1 month. And then where it says readings, you'll see that PREV. What does that
PBS.
mean?
Previous.
Previous, which means what? Udayan?
Previous before.
Before. And then the next one there says
Present.
PRES. Present. That means now.
No.
Okay, let's go over here to
Summary of charges.
before we do the box inside. The first thing up there, it says gas bill, and then down below is the name and address of the gas company. We good with that? Some of this is kind of complicated and we don't have to worry about it too much. But going from the top, it says customer charge,
Yeah.
and it gives how many days?
33 days.
33.
33 days. And the number that it says there is the cost per each day.
Yeah.
So it's, when it says 0.164, that means the one is 1 penny, and no, yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
And then the cost for 33 days. It sounds like when it says customer charge, it means the customer is charged that much money each day, no matter what they do. If you don't use any gas at all, you're still going to get charged. Then the next part, baseline, and the next one under that is over baseline. So we have different prices for how much gas is used. 1 second. Good morning. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. No, stop. Let me pick it up. Thank you.
So, Tisha, how you doing?
Things were good.
Let's see, I have a sign-in sheet here somewhere too. Arafat, do you have that? So it's got baseline and over baseline showing different prices for how much you use. Then it says gas charges. Notice that that's the two gas charges for baseline and over baseline. If you add them up, you'll get the first 1, 2, 3 amounts of money. Add them together, you get $31.77. Take a look at the next line, says state regulatory fee. Remember the word fee?
Yeah.
Fee.
The fee is an extra cost. And in this case, it has to do with the state.
State, yeah.
The state says we want some money from this transaction. The next one is Texas,
Fees.
Fish.
Fees.
excuse me, not Texas, taxes
Tax.
and fees on gas charge. So now it says total gas charges including. So that's added together. And then it says, this is the important one here, thank you for your payment. This says that on April 15th, this person paid $32.89. That was what they paid for the last month. And then, of
32.
course, total amount due, $31.84. That's that same line from up there. It says total gas charges. So take a look here where it says thank you for your payment. That means that person paid.
Pay, yeah, you pay.
If that person didn't pay that bill,
Yeah.
it would be $32.89 more. So it would be 60 some. Now let's take a look down here at the bottom. Current amount past due if not paid by June 15. So take a look up there. When is the billing period? When is the billing period? Remember up on the top, it says
Billing period 4/22
yeah, to
to 5/21.
May 21st. So they have about 1 month to pay that bill.
Okay, teacher.
Yes,
So, he paid 32 or 31?
he paid, last month, he
30.
paid $32.89.
Yeah, what about 31?
That's what he owes now.
Now, yeah, if you want,
Yep, that's what he owes, that money.
Actually,
Yep, and he must pay that by June 15. If he doesn't pay it by June 15, it's past due. So remember the word due?
do.
Due means when you must pay. Past due means you owe money. You didn't make it. Sorry. Past due. You're late.
Wait,
You're late. So the last one down there says the next meter reading is going to be on June 21st. So let's go up here and whose bill is this?
Jessica.
Jessica Pinko. Yep. And write that in.
What is the account?
What is the account number?
Number.
Account
number
number
599.
That's it.
Notice how they have that number broken up, like your social security number, like your telephone number. That's so that you can remember it. So for example, your phone number, my telephone number is 248. Who knows my phone number? Anybody remember it? 248 298 6760. 334 248 298 6760.
Yeah.
Your brain can process that. And when, if you have to give a phone number on the telephone, and you're giving account numbers or any kind of numbers, you have to be very clear about the numbers. And sometimes they will repeat it, and sometimes you're allowed to push them in on your phone, if you do it by phone. Many people make a mistake when they write down someone's number. And let's see, how much, number 3, how much is the gas bill this month?
3177.
32.
How much?
3177. Gas charge.
32. 89.
3184.
What?
3184.
3184.
It's in line.
Total gas charges, including taxes and fees. That's the gas bill. When it says total, that means all together. Yeah. Where does Jessica live?
6, 8,
6, 8, 7,
6, 7,
9, 2, block.
Plaza Estate.
Cedarville,
Texas.
Texas.
77104.
And the last one down there, when is her payment due?
April 15.
April.
What?
January, June. June 15.
June 15.
Pardon?
April 15.
When is it due?
June 15, 2007.
15 June.
2007.
June 15.
2007.
Look for the word due. When is her payment due? DUE. That means when you must pay. And that's June 15th. Do you see that?
June 15.
Hey, good morning. Yeah. How you feeling? Yes. Did you get a blood test? Okay. Oh, yes. It's better than that. Oh, my God. That stuff is urinary tract infections, but it's so crazy. I may need to call back on this. My cousin fell down last night. He's a big guy,
Yeah.
and he was standing in the kitchen. Went down.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he's in the hospital, and the doctor said it's from an infection. And he's not sick, but inside. So I'm gonna call him back in a few minutes. So, once again, take a look here. A bill can come in different ways, but notice here, if it says payment due, you know, when I need to pay, I must pay, right here. But the way they said this, payment past due. It means if you don't pay by this time, it's late. Most utilities or companies say, if you are late, you're gonna pay a little extra money. So that's why it's good to keep track of this thing for extra cost. Try part C and D. If you would do that on your own, and we'll go over this. I wanted to call him back and to see how he's doing. I'm sorry.
Okay,
It's
about
okay.
He lives in Wisconsin. Yeah, I know less. So, they took a blood test and they found that level of infection in the blood. So, what are they going to do for you? Which one is it? It might be vancomycin. So take one of those heavy duty. You sound
وين والله العظيم ما عرفت.
عين
الوبش.
عين
وين؟ وين المكان؟ وين؟
والله
هو
يرجع
All right, I'm gonna call you back. Sorry. All right, let's take a look here on the back side. The focus of this is a kind of a review for remembering these magic questions: who, what, where, when, and how much. The one I want to remind you about is number 5, how much and how many. What's the difference? How much?
Price.
How much for money?
For money.
How much?
Something account.
And
You can account.
count, yes. How many is count?
How many numbers?
How much water? We can't count. But pencils, fingers, how many fingers? Yeah. How much and how many? They're related, but different. Let's take a look here at number 1. Who?
Right there.
Rain days.
About person.
Brian Davis.
And
A name. Who is always
About person.
people. Yeah. And the next one,
Andrew.
what?
What?
What is a thing?
Yes.
5987 98.
What? Yeah.
Take a look.
Yes, blue.
You know, I'm sorry, for number 1, there were 2 answers. Brian Davis.
HUD.
H, D, and D.
Yes.
What?
HUD.
D and H.
DH.
Procedure.
That name would be Rogelio. Yeah. H. Now what? There are 2 things there.
G.
EUG.
E.
EG.
EG.
E and G.
Gas.
Gas.
Gas bill is a thing.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
G.
G.
Yeah.
What is your account number?
Yeah.
What? What is your phone number?
Yeah.
What is your address?
Okay, number 2,
Yeah.
gas bill and what?
Gas bill, letter C, and G, account number. Number 3,
E and
Where?
G.
where?
G.
Place.
Place.
New York City.
Yeah.
New York City
With rooms.
New.
and
Vietnam.
Vietnam. Very good. When?
Time.
C.
Place.
Yeah.
Place.
C and I.
C. I.
Okay, C,
And I.
Ah.
the time of the day, and date.
Date.
And the last one, letter 5, or number 5, how much? A,
Only F.
A,
and
10 minutes.
what?
G.
20 minutes.
F and A.
When we say, how much time?
Yeah, one side.
So it gives you a clue there, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Letter F.
Okay.
So now we're going to decide for part D. We have to decide the correct who, what, where, when, or how much for these answers. So the first one,
How much?
how much
Is water bill.
is your water bill? The answer is
40.
7.
the next one.
What is his
When?
bill?
When your
When is your bill?
No.
Very good.
When, sir?
When?
Next week.
Time.
Next week.
Next week. Time.
Where do you send?
Next one.
Where?
Do you
What was that?
send? Where?
Where?
You
Do you send your bill?
Current bill.
Okay. Place. Number 4.
How much?
How much?
How much?
How much was your bill last month?
37.7.
37.14. Next one, number 5.
Who?
How does the bill?
Who?
Yeah.
Person. My sister. Who does this bill belong to?
Where does?
What?
Where does your mail from?
Number 6.
When? When does your
When?
Yeah.
When does your mail come?
Around 1:50.
Last one.
Where?
Where is your gas meter? In front of the house. That part. Any questions on this? The takeaway from this, a few key terms that we have on here are question words: who, what, why, where, how much. But there are other question words that we remember. For example, question word how. How do we do something? Why do we something? And then, of course, we have the ones that have yes or no answers. Did you? Are you? Those are yes and no type questions. I have a little information on consumer smarts. Remember we were talking about being a consumer and being smart? I have been reading in the paper about people who have their account hacked. Hacked. Do you know that word? Hacked. Someone breaks in to your phone or home computer, laptop, to get information. So there are different things that people want. One of the things that people want when they hack your account is your name, to use your name, to sell your name for more ads, also to get account numbers so that they can take money from you and you don't know it. So make sure that if you use your phone for banking, any kind of banking, that you have a security on your phone. anti-hacking security system. And still be careful with it. A friend of mine has his money in a credit company. It's called Charter One or something like that, credit. It's like a bank. And someone hacked his number, took his number, and took
A lot of money.
all the money out. Yes.
Oh.
Now it's insured. You won't lose it,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of work. Yeah. So be careful. The latest thing that many, if you go to a place and use your credit card and you have a chip, you have the little chip on there, you can put your chip down and it reads the chip. It's very hard it's harder to hack that chip than if you do this. You know, push it in and pull it out. That's where most of the hacking is taking place. So if you have a choice, use the card reader. It's very, very complicated, this hacking. People spend their whole day thinking about ways to steal from other people. This is bad, but it's there, so beware. I have had my credit card hacked several times. And then they call me up and say, we think someone has hacked your credit card company. Don't use it, break it apart, we'll send you a new one.
New one.
So for example,
With a different number.
different number.
You change it.
So for example, if the credit card company sees that I went to the grocery store in Hamtramck on Monday morning, in the afternoon I bought gasoline in Texas, wait a minute. I can't be in Hamtramck and Texas at the same time. But also they know what kind of things I buy. They know what gas stations I go to. I go to the same gas stations most of the time. I know the same grocery stores most of the time. Drugstores, same ones. So if something says, wait a minute, a machine does this. A machine looks at this and says, Mike Stenvig, this is not what he does. So if it looks like a bad charge, and I like that to let me know. One time I bought $800 worth of tires sent to my house in Ohio. They sent 4 tires to a house in Ohio. I don't live in Ohio. Theft. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. We've been talking about American history and about the USA. And this picture here is
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty. This is a symbol of American, nation of America. The Statue of Liberty, the flag, these are common symbols. So we know that the first president of the United States was George Washington, right. And then how long was he president? 2 terms.
2 terms.
2 terms. Each term,
4 years.
so he was president for 8 years. Yeah. And so then there was president number 2. And who was the second president? Number 2 was John Adams. I don't have John Adams yet. I want to talk about him, but today we're going to go to
Third president.
third president, which is Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. Now, you have to remember, things are named after famous people, right? Joseph Campo, famous person. De Quinder, famous person. St. Aubin, famous person.
Who's Joseph Campbell?
Who was he?
Who was he?
We'll get to that, okay? A rich man,
Rich man.
yes. How rich? Very rich.
Very rich, yeah.
Yes. So they named a street after him because Joseph Campo starts down on the river
Yeah.
all the way up. And who owned the land? Whose land was it?
Joseph
Joseph
Campbell.
Joseph Campo.
Campbell. Campbell.
What?
Campbell or Campbell.
Campo.
Pronunciation.
Oh,
Joseph Campo.
whatever you like.
Yeah.
It should actually be Campo.
Campo.
But people say Joseph Campo, Joseph Campo, Campo A-U on the end. O. A-U gets an O sound. Do we know De Quinder?
No.
De Quinder Street, De Quinder,
Decunder.
De Quinder?
Decunder. Joseph Campo. Campo. And Decunder
Yeah.
begin.
So you take Joseph Campo, keep going, keep going. Oh! De Quinder. So Joseph Campo married a woman. Her family name was De Quinder.
Very interested.
Who is Joseph Campbell?
He was a rich,
What mean rich?
Rich and
money.
Yeah.
He owned a lot of money.
Businessman.
Yes, a businessman. Yes.
Is a Campbell name of American name?
Yeah. Well,
Devil, right? Devil.
at the time Joseph Campo was living,
Yeah.
Michigan was not a state, just a territory.
Yeah.
So there were people living here, Native Americans, and Joseph Campo said, go, it's mine.
Wow.
One day, maybe Joseph Campo, they'll take his name down. He was not a good man. Who knows? But now, this one is Thomas Jefferson. Do we know Jefferson Avenue downtown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name?
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Of third president.
Yes. So let's read this. We'll get a little history. Take one, pass one. We have enough?
You're all by yourself today here.
Give me the other one. Okay, everybody sign?
Sir.
Oh, good. Let's take a look here at this little article about Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson was a man.
Let's start at Udayan. Let's start with you.
Thomas
First paragraph.
Jefferson was a man of many talents. He was a musician and inventor and artist,
Architect.
a lawyer, a political
Politician.
and one of the first
Archaeologist.
archaeologist. He also read and collected many books. His library had 6,000 books and later become the Library of Congress. He even designed his own house.
Monticello.
However, Jefferson is best known as the main author of the Declaration of Independence, on one of the most important documents in the history of the United States. The Jefferson,
The what?
leaders of the colonies signed the declaration on July 4, 1776.
Okay. That is July 4th, 1776 is Independence Day.
USA independence.
USA became its own country. That is the beginning of the USA. Let's go up here and take a look at these highlighted words. The first one is talents.
Talent.
What is a talent?
Talent, very wise man.
Much skills.
Skills.
Something that you are very good at.
Yeah, good.
For example, people can be very talented at cooking.
Yeah.
They can be very talented at drawing. They could be very talented at singing.
Yeah.
Skills that people have,
Skills.
something you're very good at.
Skills, yeah.
The next one there is inventor. What is an inventor?
Inventor. Inventor.
Invent.
Invent.
Explore.
Sir, invent nearest one.
Pen.
Pen. Look. Inside, someone said, I can do this so that I can put this in my pocket and no ink. That's an invention. For example, does anybody know Tesla car?
Yes, invent.
Battery car?
Yeah.
Someone said, we make a car with the battery, no motor. Invention. The big one there highlighted is architect.
Designer.
Designer of what?
Designer,
Building.
architect,
Buildings.
building.
Houses, office,
Yeah.
high-rise, architect. Pardon?
Roofs.
They do now call architects for roads, but usually
Civil engineering.
civil engineering, but usually when we talk about an architect, it means a building. They usually talk about it for a building. We know lawyer.
Lawyer.
Advocate, lawyer. What is a politician?
Politician,
Parties, party. Friends of.
The person in the party.
party.
So for example, you have
Yeah.
a mayor
I mean,
in Hamtramck.
Yeah.
He runs for office. He's a politician. He says, vote for me, politician. A big politician just died this weekend. Did anyone notice? Musharraf in Pakistan,
Yeah.
he died
Ah,
this
today?
weekend. Yeah.
Parvez Musharraf died.
Yeah. I looked at his age, 1 year older than me.
big,
Ah,
no?
no worry.
I think he had cancer or something.
Ah, yeah.
Um,
Today, in Turkey, quick,
Quicker.
We talked about that.
news in the.
Yeah, in the news, yes. Big earthquake,
Yeah, 7,
7.6,
7, 8.
7.8. That's even worse.
Yeah.
Those numbers for earthquakes from 7.6 to 7.8, much bigger than just a little bit. The way they designed those numbers. Anything above 7 is really big. 7 is a bad earthquake.
USA, no quick,
Not today, but my daughter lives in San Francisco.
ah,
She sometimes says she's walking down the street,
When?
a lot, small shaking, not big shaking.
in Michigan, no.
Yes, in 1986, I was working in the hospital, and I'm walking down the hallway, and what? I didn't know what happened, and they said it was a small earthquake, like maybe 5.0, just a small one. It was shaking. Nothing happened. No dishes broken. Nothing.
Archaeologist, sir?
Archaeologist, what is that?
The story of architect, architect.
Yeah, an archaeologist looks at old things from the past. Archaeologist. For example, the pyramids in Egypt, they're looking at the pyramids, very old, looking at what's inside. And you're talking about in Turkey and in Syria, from the earthquake, buildings that were built 4,000, 5,000 years ago are damaged from the earthquake. Archaeologists will be studying this to see if they can restore these. So anyway, here's this guy, very smart guy, a lot of books. That's a lot of books, 6,000 books. And another word in there on the bottom, not the last paragraph, or not last sentence, but it says documents. What are documents?
Document. Document means this document.
Important papers. So, for example, any papers that are very important are documents. Second paragraph, Faden, number 2.
Jefferson.
Second paragraph, in 1800.
Jefferson became the third president of the United States. He served for 2 terms. During his time as president, he built a
Huge. H-U-G-E, huge.
huge pieces of land from the French this
Doubled.
doubled the size of the United States. He also
Organized expedition.
to explore America's West.
Okay, so there's a lot in here. So we know in 1800 he becomes president, served for how many terms? Two terms, 8 years. And notice it says here doubled. What does that mean? Double.
Two times.
Two times. So the United States doubled, twice as big. The last important word there is the word expedition. An expedition is a trip that a person,
Trip?
an expedition is like an adventure to go look at something that people haven't seen before. So for example, an expedition would be, today, people go on exploring maybe in the forest or the jungle. Expedition. Explore. Yeah. You have to remember at the time that Thomas Jefferson was president, there was no Michigan. Downtown Detroit was French. So you see things changed. Detroit was French, then it became English. But when it says here that he bought a huge piece of land from the French. Do you know the state of Louisiana? Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
That was French. New Orleans was French. So Thomas Jefferson said, the French need money. We're going to buy the land and give it to France, or the French will give us this land, it will be American. So we talked last week about in the 1860s, the United States bought Alaska from Russia. So these big countries said, we need money, money, money. So they would sell land to some other country. So that doesn't say it there, but it was called the Louisiana Purchase. Fatima, the next paragraph.
In 18,009.
Well, hold on. What year is that?
18.
How would we say that?
1809.
We could say 1809 is the way it's usually said for dates.
200 years.
Yeah, 1809. 1809. That's how people will say it. Yeah. Wait, hold on. What year would that be?
1800.
1800.
1800.
1800.
We're talking about date.
Eight.
1776.
76.
This is dates, the year.
Eighteen.
1809.
You've said 1809. In the U.S., people will sometimes say this, 1809. O is not a number,
Zero.
but they'll say 09.
1809.
1809, yes, but people will say 1809.
2002.
Pardon?
2002.
$20,000.
2000.
2000.
2000. 2001.
2000.
So this said 2001, we don't say 2001. Why? I don't know. So,
First one,
hold on. Expedition. Expedition, to explore something. You will notice that in the United States we have names for cars. They give them names. So there is a great big SUV called
Expedition.
Expedition. Okay, just to keep in mind, we use these names because it's go to a big trip. I want to drive my big expedition on a trip somewhere to look at something new. Fatima, number 3.
Jefferson retired to his home.
Wait. Again?
Retired.
Wait, hold on. Start again. In,
Jefferson retired.
no, in.
Oh, in 1809,
Okay.
Jefferson retired to his home in Montello.
Monticello.
Monticello.
Monticello. He spent his time working for the University of Virginia. He raised
Raised.
money to start the university. He designed the buildings and furniture for it. And he chose the teachers and the subjects.
So he was involved in architecture, music, books, library, university, designed furniture, designed his house. Very talented man. And he wrote the Declaration of Independence. It came from his mind. Next one, Thackeray, last paragraph.
Thomas Jefferson died on July 4, 1826.
Wait.
1826.
Very good.
He died 50 years after he signed the
Declaration.
Declaration of Independence. John
Adams.
John Adams.
John Adams. The second president.
President.
And
Another important
author
author.
of the declaration died almost at the same minute on the same day.
Now that's interesting. President number 2, president number 3, same day, died. Same time of day, died.
Who's this? John Adams.
John Adams,
John Adams, President Thomas.
president 2.
Wow.
I need an article. I'll give an article for him. Yeah. And down below, it shows you that word archaeologist, person who studies old things from the past. We'll stop for today. Bring this back tomorrow. We're going to review some of these words. And then tomorrow, I should have an article about John Adams. So we're out of, it'll be President 1, we did, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, number 3, now we'll go back to number 2. Okay? And I learned this the other day, that when you have utility bills for electricity, your rate, what they charge you, depends on what time of day you're using your electricity. So if you use your electricity at night, cheaper than if you do during the day. It'd save money. So when you buy your electric car, are you gonna have an electric car? He says no. Hassan says no. You will be buying an electric car one day.
Yeah,
Maybe not this year or next year,
maybe.
but in the
5
future,
years.
all the cars will be electric. Yeah. Interesting. Who would have thought it? Not me. When I first drove a car, I was 16. My dad's car. I wanted a fast car. Put the foot on the gas.
No.
That's history. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow.